What's going on, guys? KEVINCAGE here with another crypto update. I hope everybody's having a great day, and let's dive into today's video. So first up, we're going to look at the XRP price chart, celebrate a little bit, and then we'll go over a few pieces of news. We'll keep this video short and sweet. So yesterday was a big day. XRP created a new all-time price. And it's about time. I know we technically did create an all-time price back in January, but we've been kind of consolidating and ranging for a while, and we finally got that pop. So, we're going to see where this weekly candle body closes in a little over 2 days. And looking at the weekly time frame on the big picture, as long as we see XRP maintaining above this yellow moving average, the 50-week MA, I think we're good. For the trend to stay strong, and it's just crazy how much time has actually passed since 2017, 2018, even just loosely measuring it from here up until today, 2,700 days. I remember back at this time, I was in Dallas and I was in an Uber, and I was talking with the Uber driver, and we were calling it Ripple back in the day, and it's just crazy that over 7 years has passed. And as I always say, just because something takes a long time to happen doesn't mean it won't happen. So we're going to keep tabs on this. Looking at the monthly, we can see that the RSI is popping back up. Obviously, we don't want any type of bearish divergence, but we can see historically XRP, two pops, and we have a second pop coming. And taking a look at the weekly RSI, we're at that make or break level. So let's see if we can break through this or actually hit resistance. And I want to show this chart again, and apologies if this is a bit messy, but we have Bitcoin dominance on the top on the weekly time frame, and we have the XRP US dollar price chart on the bottom on the weekly time frame. So looking at the last two alt seasons in 2017 and 2021, when Bitcoin dominance crashes as Bitcoin is going up, making higher highs, we saw XRP's highest ROI periods. So once again, this is never financial advice, this is just my opinion, always do your own research and use your own judgment, but I'm still betting on Bitcoin dominance to crash eventually, leading to another alt season, especially when Bitcoin dominance can officially start crashing and closing weekly candle bodies below this yellow moving average, the 50-week MA. So let me zoom in really quick here. We can see that we have not actually backtested this level. My concern would be holding it for support. I want to see the crash so we can get alt season started. And I'm not looking for Bitcoin dominance to eventually find a top and do like a slow and steady downtrend. I'm looking for a large crash just like the last two cycles. The question is when. So that's why I'm excited looking at XRP, because those were the periods when XRP had the highest ROI, and we haven't seen that crash for Bitcoin dominance yet. And whenever we zoom out on the XRP price chart, so looking at this period of consolidation compared to the 2,700 days of consolidation, we could even lower this just to focus on that top point right there. And we'll do the same thing over here for the 2021 high right there. And we're kind of consolidating on top and breaking out. So looking at this point, is this point similar to what we saw here or even here? Are we going to get any type of rhyme in the future? That's what I'd love to see. So now financial advice, don't listen to me. I'm a moon boy and I've been talking about XRP for 7 years, but that's what I'd love to see. We still have to be mindful of how Bitcoin dominance moves along with Bitcoin, and if XRP sees any bearish divergence or a rejection here or going down to the monthly, any type of bearish divergence here. But as I've said, as long as I see XRP maintaining above the 50-week moving average, I think we're good and the trend is staying strong. But I'm still doing this, comparing Bitcoin's fractal last cycle compared to XRP today. It's just dragged out significantly longer. So we know that XRP from this high, just ballparking, 2,700 days. For Bitcoin from that high up until breaking into a new all-time high, almost 1,100 days. So this is dragged out much longer. And this is another reason why I want to see XRP maintain above this yellow moving average, the 50-week MA. And remember that these videos are not trying to get new people to buy XRP. This is doing videos for everybody that stayed with us when XRP was well under $1, the 20-cent days, the 50-cent days. And my hope is we see another alt season just like the last two cycles, so that's my bet, right or wrong. And taking a quick look at global liquidity, the M2 money supply versus Bitcoin price. So Bitcoin here is in the black and we have global liquidity in the blue. So global liquidity rising, flooding to risk on assets. We can see that global liquidity is right now at $102 trillion. So really good to see over the past month a bunch of assets in the top 50 starting to wake up, like Hedera, XLM, Algorand, etc. I just want to see Bitcoin dominance officially crash. That's when I actually get excited. HBAR is another one that I've been in since launch. Its market cap is around 11 billion today. We can see ranked number 15, 11.2 billion. I'd love to see HBAR get in the top 10 this cycle. We know SWI has been doing very well. XLM is getting very close. And one thing we know about the HBAR price chart is it loves the Fibonacci. So we can see when it launched back in September of 2019 back here to the low, we can see that we did hit a perfect 8 Fibonacci extension right there, along with the 1.27. But let's check out the fibs today based on the all-time high price. So going to the all-time high price wick to the cycle low. So the HBAR is another one. I would love to see this period of accumulation really lead to something like we've seen in the past. All right, next up, we are on rwa.xyz. I highly recommend you guys check out this website and keep tabs of it because this is keeping track of total real-world assets tokenized on-chain for the crypto asset class. So we're approaching $26 billion. And up in the search bar, you can type in XRP up top to go to the XRP ledger to look at the RWA value today, $128 million. Now, as we scroll down, we can see Archax, the Ripple US Dollar, Ondo, Open Edens, Economy, Circle. We've spoken about all of these except this one, Control Alt. Well, technically, we talked about this, but I just saw this recently added to rwa.xyz with a recent announcement. And please keep in mind that not every single Layer 1 network has been added or integrated with rwa.xyz just yet. So when we type in Hedera, they actually added it, but they didn't integrate it because we know that they do have a lot of money or RWAs on chain today. Now let's check out this, and we're going to go over the recent news for Ripple and this group, Control Alt. So we have Control Alt is the go-to B2B infrastructure provider for alternative assets. We are dedicated to addressing the real-world challenges facing the financial sector today, from empowering asset owners to discover innovative ways to raise capital to enabling investors to seamlessly allocate to alternative assets. We provide a comprehensive suite of solutions designed for simplicity, cost efficiency, and innovation. So we have the total value for Control Alt today at $120 million and 11 different RWA assets. So let's scroll down and check this out. So we have the networks Mantra in the XRPL. So it looks like the XRP ledger just got started with 2.9 million. And I love this platform, guys. Be sure to check it out because we can actually see the assets. We have the issuer and the network. So we can scroll down to the XRP ledger specifically to look at real estate. And what we can see is the market cap value, so $1 million, 800K, and we have these towers in Dubai. So we got this news 3 days ago. We have Ripple the company expanding global custody footprint into the Middle East with Control Alt. So we have Ripple bringing institutional digital asset custody, think Ripple Custody, to the UAE through partnership that will underpin the Dubai Land Department's real estate tokenization project. So basically, whenever you see this, think title deeds that are tokenized on the XRP ledger. So this is the first time a government entity in the Middle East is issuing real estate title deeds on a public blockchain network. So this Control Alt is a B2B tokenization platform for alternative assets, so a tokenizing infrastructure platform. And this group is using Ripple's digital asset custody to support the Dubai Land Department's real estate tokenization project. Tokenizing real estate title deeds which are being issued directly on the XRP ledger. And what's interesting is obviously the UAE and Dubai and the DIFC, which we've spoken about many times, is huge, but we have Control Alt recently secured its VASP or VASP license. This is a virtual asset service provider license. And this regulatory milestone formally connects token issuance with custody of real-world assets, enabling a compliant tokenization process from asset issuance to secure custody, on-chain settlements, and lifecycle management. So basically think of all of this like fractional ownership, financial inclusion, so this is allowing co-ownership of Dubai's properties via tokenized deeds. We have to see these types of things start. It always starts small. They have to get proof of concepts, they have to get everything functional, they have to make sure it's compliant, secure, etc. And with any of these things, or blockchain pilots, projects, anything we see for any crypto project, we need to see success because those platforms or use cases that succeed can grow. So the more of these types of use cases that we see for any project out there, the better. Because it gives that project, that network, utility and that chance for that wow factor, a real use case that actually scales. So right now, crypto is one giant science experiment. We are getting regulations in place, but we don't know which applications are going to be the biggest. And on the other hand of that, which applications are a complete joke or don't get any traction. We already know most of this. We have the Ripple US Dollar was recently approved as a recognized crypto token by the DFSA, the Dubai Financial Services Authority, for use within the Dubai International Financial Center. Same with XRP. For almost 2 years now with the DIFC and the approval of XRP under its virtual assets regime. We already know the DIFC. If you go to their website and go to the Who We Are page, it says right here, we have 20 years of experience. This region is huge, 77 countries with a population combined of 3.7 billion people and an estimated GDP of 10.5 trillion US dollars. So this is a very good financial center to be a part of, the MESA region, Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. So basically, on a daily basis, we are seeing Ripple, the company's presence, even the XRP ledger specifically, expand for real world tokenization with institutional and public sector use cases. So, this is actually a government backed project, and that can really help position XRP potentially as the default public blockchain infrastructure for tokenization. We have to recognize that RWAs on the XRP ledger are still very nascent. This is something that they've been building, and some projects might be further ahead. However, XRP has a lot more liquidity and integrations with FIs. So it looks like they got involved thanks to Ripple Custody. They have the stablecoin that's fully compliant. They have a lot of things from many different angles that is helping them. I forgot the main points that Stuart over at Ripple pointed out, basically going after a few key pillars. I thought there were like 3 or 4, and I thought he mentioned custody, compliance, maybe tokenization. There were a few others. Point being is we're seeing a big expansion into a variety of verticals, and funny enough, the higher that XRP's price goes, or even just getting price action, what does that do? That captures attention. So you guys are already familiar with the company Ripple, over 60 plus regulatory licenses. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that we can finally start to see more assets begin to wake up. We can see that Ethereum is starting to wake up. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below. You can find all links to my crypto resources, including tools for charting, trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts right in my link tree in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.